the dawn for centuries, draining the blood, the light from its victims, causing them also to become vampires. And this is our story, the story of a small band of mortals who face the most powerful vampire of them all. He has been known by many names: Dracula, Butcher, Orzol, Paco, Rolla, Nosferatu, and Dracula. It began in the year 1888 in Bisley, England, where Dr. Jack Simpson has established a small sanatorium.
There it is again! Flames are coming in the sky. Someone over there, Crawford's Castle. It's an evil-looking place. The shore turned down years ago, stone by stone. It gives me the creeps inside. There it is again! Moving up to the tower. Enough to chill the blood. I don't even know why I ever took this job. You should speak up on a man like that. Look at that pot getting applause.
If you keep talking to yourself like that, someone will likely mistake you for one of the prince's patients.
I tell you, Laura, someone is moving about over there in Carfax Castle.
Imagination.
Perhaps once, but absolutely not 3 times.
3 times tonight, you mean?
No, I mean last night and the night before.
Have you been drinking?
Absolutely not. I never touched spirits.
Well, if there is anyone over at Carfax Castle, it's probably just children with village on some mission.
You know the children in this village think this sanatorium and that castle are very wide berth.
I'm afraid the patients and their problems are beginning to get to. You're jumpy as a cat.
People with problems are one thing, but the people in this sanatorium are awfully peculiar.
Good. Dr. Quincy was quite put out to find that Brenfield slapped his room again.
I don't know how he does it. I lock him in, but then he gets out. Do you know when he asked me to get him?
My duty is to Lucy, not Mr. Renfield.
He asked me to fetch him a nice fat spider.
I don't know. Good, thank you.
Right, you know, Lucy's asking for spiders. What next?
What on earth is the matter with Grim? His work is getting to him, I'm afraid. He's been acting rather strange lately, and I hope he's not thinking of resigning. Oh, it's not easy to come by. My brother says he's rather good with Mr. Renfield. Renfield seems to want a merry chase, but how please? We can't seem to find anything wrong with her. Anything definite. Poor thing has no energy. She's so tired and listless. She sleeps most of the day. Probably a bug of some sort. I'm sure she'll be well in no time. My brother was quite worried. We'll have to postpone the wedding date. I called the photographer in London. He was quite put out.
Ah, there you are. And your father? Have you seen Grimflaw?
He was here just a minute ago.
That's nonsense.
I said.
If you see him, tell him I wish to speak with him. This escapism from Grenfield has me very concerned.
Will do, Doctor.
Be sure to check on Miss Lucy as well. She was to remain in her room.
Renfield is your favorite patient.
I have so few patients in residence at the moment.
Are you going to write a book about him?
Perhaps. His case is no GE. You know he hears voices directing his every move?
Please spare me the clinical report, the sanatorium aspect of all family estate. I leave entirely to you.
Thought you might be interested.
I hope I didn't sit rude. I'm just so worried about Lucy.
So am I. I'm baffled by her malady.
Let's see how she's feeling in the morning.
Come along, Arthur. You'll do wonders for Lucy.
She's been asking about you.
Good, he's here.
Delighted you can make it down, Arthur.
How is she?
You must be tired after driving from London.
Ha, not in the least.
There is nothing to worry about.
That's not the impression I got when you called me.
Lucy was quite being in a coma.
Coma?
We thought it best to call you.
I'm glad you did.
The wedding plans will all have to be delayed.
It's Lucy that I'm worried about.
You've been a tremendous help, Minna. I would not have been able to manage without you. The wedding plans, the invitation, and now there's the delay.
We know how Jonathan and I feel about Lucy. She's like a dear friend.
Are you sure there's no cause for alarm?
It seems that my niece is suffering from some sort of anemia. There's a deficiency in her red blood cells.
I've never known her to be anemic.
That's the mystery. Don't worry, my boy. I'll have her back to her old self in no time.
Ah, that's good to hear. I'll go up and see her.
No, let her rest. See her in the morning.
If you think it best. So, what do you hear from Jonathan? Have I said something wrong?
I'm afraid my poor husband has suffered a misfortune.
There, he'll be home soon, under the best of care.
Misfortune?
He's been to Europe on the way on business.
I know.
Somewhere in the Carpathian Mountains, Transylvania.
Transylvania?
It's a remote region in Romania.
I received one letter from him, from Milk region in the Borges Pass. A nobleman who wanted to buy property here in England. He can't laughing.
But you spoke of his fortune.
After the letter, nothing after.
You mean he disappeared?
I was frantic. No word from him. My letters unanswered. It's a primitive area. No telephones, no cablegrams.
For all men knew, he could have been murdered by bandits.
Then this.
What is it?
It's from a doctor in Budapest, a Dr. Bartok. He writes, Dear Mrs. Harker, I write the request to your husband, who is not strong enough yet to do so himself. He's been under my care, suffering from brain fever.
Brain fever. Oh, Jonathan.
Your husband had some fearful shock in his delirium. His ravings were dreadful. Words such as wolves, blood, vampires. Oh, I dare not to say what else.
Hard to believe.
Would you, Mrs. Senator, spare me to read the rest?
We would have written earlier, but knew nothing of his origin. He came by train from Transylvania. The conductor reports that he rushed into the station, shouting for a ticket to England. Seeing his agitated and irrational state, they brought him here to my hospital. Be assured your husband is well cared for. No doubt he'll be ready to travel in a few weeks.
What could happen to those men?
I don't know, Arthur, but I'm so grateful to you, Dr. Quincy. Without you, this whole thing would have gone to pieces. Jonathan, Lucy, it's like a curse.
A temporary setback to our good fortune, nothing more. The important thing is that Lucy is here under my care, and Jonathan, well, he soon will be.
Did I hear correctly? Vampires?
That section of the country is riddled with superstition and folklore. When something has disturbed the mind, all sorts of hallucinations take form and they appear real.
Dr. Bartok is saying a nurse along for Jonathan. He's too ill to continue.
Ha, once he's back on the soil of England, he'll be well enough.
Jonathan will be here tomorrow. Good gracious, what was that?
Sounded like a wolf.
There are no wolves in England.
Probably just some wild dog.
I still wish we hadn't heard it.
Why is that?
Any sounds in this vicinity have a tendency to make my brother's guess a bit better.
It's Renfield I'm worried about.
Just some wild dog. I tell both of you. Probably foraging for food.
He won't very much of the the ground for coffins cast. The place is barren of everything but thorn bushes and weeds.
I don't know what your uncle is going to say, Lucy. I'm feeling so much better. It's Lucy.
Flora, I gave you strict instructions that Miss Lucy was to remain in her rooms.
You wouldn't listen to me, Dr. Quincy. Do not scold Flora, and do not scold me, Uncle. I'm better. Besides, I did not want to greet my poor Arthur looking pale and worn in a sick bed.
I would have seen you in the morning.
You mustn't disobey my orders.
Everyone's making too much of a fuss. I'm feeling stronger, really I am.
Better sit down.
Over here, Arthur, she can stretch out.
No need.
Mother knows best.
Better do what she says, Lucy. Seems I don't have much of a choice.
Beg pardon, Dr. Quincy. You better come along. Renfield is acting up again.
I knew that hound would cause trouble.
I trust he isn't rabid.
I think a nice cup of hot soup and tea would probably do wonders for Lucy. I'm not hungry at all. Doctor's orders? No, Flora, I got it. Thank you.
I see where I'm going to have my hands full. I insist on good health.
Oh, Arthur, you're better than all the medicine my uncle has in his cabinet.
Come along, Flora. We'll give them a few moments together.
Yes, ma'am.
You might get me an Afghan, Flora. It's a relief to be any place besides my bedroom.
By the way,
You see how they treat me? As if I were a child.
We're all worried about you, Lucy. Are you sure that you're feeling better?
I am. It's just that every night I fall into a deep sleep. But when I awake, it's as if I haven't slept at all. I'm exhausted. Are you awfully disappointed about postponing the wedding?
I'm disappointed in your condition.
I'll be fine as long as you're here. How long are you staying?
As long as you need me.
Dr. Quincy wonders if they have a word for you, Mr. Holmes.
I don't want to leave Lucy.
I'll be fine. Go along, both of you.
I insist.
Yes, Flora.